Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to each and every one of you who are here tonight. It's always good to see an audience. Doesn't happen very often, but we're glad you're here. Thank you so much. We call this meeting to order. If you're staying, we'll have an invocation, and then the pledge will be led by the Arrow of Light Den Pack 28. So let's pray, please. Heavenly Father, we come into this facility tonight with two things on our mind. Number one, we invite you here, that you influence our decisions and help us to make those in the best interest of the citizens that we serve. There are many sick in our community. We ask that you would bless, guide them, heal their infirmity, whatever that may be. Those that are here with us tonight, Heavenly Father, we are grateful for them, and we're grateful especially for our Cub Scouts who are here tonight. May their lives be lasting, long, profitable, and safe. And we make our prayer in your Son's name. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, guys. Great job.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being here. Okay. Got some presentations that we need to do. The first one has to do with well, let's do Margaret Mack. Or do you want to do the proclamation first? Does it matter?
No, we can do the first one. Margaret. Social Services.
Is Margaret here?
Yeah.
Hey, Margaret. Poquoson Department of Social Services. You know, before you start your presentation, let me say something to you.
Sure.
I know I had some conversation with you about a gentleman who lives here in the community. He had some issues with a lift so he could get into his van. And I think it may have taken you 2 weeks, and it was done. Very happy about that, and I personally appreciate your effort in getting that done.
Well, thank you, Mayor. We would have liked to have had it done sooner. Some of that had to do with the manufacturer's
I think 2 weeks
ability
is remarkable.
and getting it, but we did try to work on that as quickly as possible.
I know you did, and I appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, thank you, Mayor. Thank you, City Manager. Thank you, fellow council members, for allowing me to come today. I'm here to do the presentation of the Poquoson Department of Social Services fiscal year 2023 annual report, which we do yearly, and I hope that I do this correctly on the slides. So let's go to our next. Yep. So just to review, our mission is to assist in the basic needs of our citizens, to promote self-sufficiency, and to protect vulnerable children and adults. When we talk about the number of residents that are served, we have different varying requests, some for financial assistance, APS and CPS reports, short-term emergency assistance, child care and employment services, and then we also have that separate number of what we call unduplicated count of DSS clients, meaning that we don't want to count them twice if they appear in more than one category, if that makes sense. This overviews some of our expenditures that we had for fiscal year 2023. You can see that we have a fairly large budget and breaks down into administrative costs, purchase services, client benefits, and then the total, and then the percentage by source. So what's important to note that is really great, even though this is a very large budget that we oversee, and obviously a lot of clients and families in both localities that are well served, 54% is reimbursed by federal dollars, 43% by state, and it's a 3% local match. So that's pretty significant that we're able to utilize and provide the supports to our community for the needs that they have. expenditures by categories, this is just another pie chart to sort of break it down for you between the administrative costs, which you can see is the smallest part of that pie chart, as well as purchase services is very insignificant, which is why you don't even see it showing in the red up there. And then the client benefits, as you can see, is 94.24%. So it's a good utilization of the dollars when you want to talk about reviewing budgets and expenditures and how we get reimbursed and for the services that the clients receive. Just another breakdown for the federal, state, and local match. Again, just highlighting the fact that the local match in that pie chart for how we receive funding back for the services that we provide is very small. It's only 3%. Okay, I thought we had some additional slides on the end, but I did want to talk, I did want to talk about a couple of initiatives that are specific to Poquoson that we have talked about here. We have really increased our presence in Poquoson over the last almost now 4 years since I've been director, and I also want to thank the city manager and his team, including the Department Director of Public Works, and to let everybody know, if you don't already know, that currently we have satellite offices here in Poquoson, especially knowing that both Poquoson and certainly York also has transportation issues. And so during the day, during business office hours, which are 8 to 4, we will always have 2 different staff members that are there. One that is dedicated to benefits and intake so that they can walk people through the process of that should they need to apply or get information. And then the second position that we have there is our community resource coordinator, which has worked with many of you all, not just on council, but in the community in general, increasing our presence and our efforts to make sure that the citizens are getting what they need. Some of that also speaks to a partnership came forth with the mayor as well as the city manager and as well as one of the councilwomen that are on here. We have been working with, and we are coming up on, I believe it's our 4th annual monthly date that we're doing with Bayside here in Poquoson, and so we're increasing our efforts and our presence in there, not on the facility itself, but as much of a partnership with both the individuals that reside there as well as the staff that works there, because we know that client care is directly tied to the people that are caring for them. So we've been partnering with them. They have had some transition with some leadership due to military relocation. We sponsored some events. We had a luncheon there. Currently, we're setting up a coffee break with a council member. We've also gone in and helped them with the toiletry bags. We've done some letter writing. We're just continuing to try to partner and provide support any way that we can in there, both to the clients as well as the staff, because again, in those types of facilities, we know that the better of the client care directly relates into how the employees feel valued. So those were a couple of things. And I did want to mention the address for the televised viewers, that we are currently at 830 Poquoson Avenue, which is the Department of Public Works. We do have 2 offices inside there. Anybody should be able to come in, call. You can set up an appointment. None of that has changed. And we just hope to be able to provide people more access to resources that they may need. We also have some upcoming partnerships that we have. Of course, we always do the annual Thanksgiving food drive that we work with a food bank, which is always very heartwarming. As a director myself, I'm incredibly impressed with the city of Poquoson and what they do for the residents that are here. It is really heart-pouring. If you've never participated in a food bank, it goes far above and beyond. There are extra amenities, there are extra food, there are extra supplements if they're for senior population that they're able to receive in there. And so our staff go and help support with the food bank, and we choose to make it Thanksgiving every year that we have. One of the other things that we just closed up, and we work closely with the libraries in partnership with them, is doing the food drive for the parish thrift store. And they do a great world of need for this community here. And I wouldn't be going without saying that talking about the local civic clubs as well as the faith-based partnerships, we continue to try to increase our presence with them. So that is a presentation that I have for you today. Does anybody have any questions for me?
Any questions of Margaret?
Not a question, but a comment.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
I noticed your chart there, and it's a really good chart, the one
Sorry.
that showed that the administrative cost is so low and the benefit to the customer.
94.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. It's going to the right place, excuse me, 94%, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And many times you see charities, and it's kind of the reverse, because the administrative costs are as much or more than the clients get, but this shows you do a really good job being efficient.
Thank you, I appreciate that. We are under constant audit, obviously being that we are reimbursed by federal and state dollars, but our reports continually and thankfully come in that we're doing a good use of local money as well as state and federal dollars, and making sure that the majority of that money is directly benefited by the clients that we serve. Thank you,
Angie,
sir.
Jeff?
I do have.
Go ahead.
Margaret, would you mind talking about the free school supplies? I saw that the city had sent out information about that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. So we partnership, like I said, with many different localities and some of our different departments, including the York Poquoson Sheriff's Office, as well as just internally, we gather supplies for our students that are in need. And I do want to say that at our office here in Poquoson, if anybody is in need of school supplies that does not have access to that, we have actually stocked school supplies, backpacks, for people to come and get as they need for resources. We do that, we recognize, especially sometimes, to be honest with you, elementary students, it's not as much of a burden as it can be for families when you get to the middle and the high school level, because those lists get bigger and bigger, and they need more and more supplies and supports. So thank you. Yes, we do have that currently going underway. We're also going to be drumming up as usual. We're proud of the fact, or at least in the time that I've been here, and I do believe it's been long before me, we have never turned any family or kid away at Christmas time. So that process starts way early in the year, and we're already into it, trying to identify those that may be in need. So thank you for that. And then, of course, the Lions Club does such an amazing job with ensuring, eyeglasses for those that are in need, that they're able to receive it as well. We all know that, health costs can sometimes be pretty considerable for families when you're trying to put food on the table and pay the other bills and things that you have to juggle. So we're trying to increase our resources and make sure that we're addressing needs in each locality, but it's really been a benefit, I feel, to this community, and I'm so very thankful that the city manager came up with the idea and that we were able to actually put a satellite office here, because I think it makes a difference. In order for people to get the services they need, sometimes the accessibility is a key piece in that. One last thing I would like to mention, if I may, and it's kind of hard for me to do this as a director, but I'm going to do this as a director thanking my staff, because I certainly didn't do it myself. You may or may not know, because it was just released to the media today, our department developed a program similar to what we're trying to do in Bayside, and it's called our Friendly Visitors Program. So I'd like to give a plug to the community here that if you'd like to know more or get involved, we are always accepting applications for volunteers. What it is we are not a caregiver, but what we do is we vet and we train people through a program to go visit the elderly population in their home, and that may be for taking them to lunch, it may be for picking them up if they need someone to take them to get their medication, or just having somebody to talk to. The effects of COVID are going to be seen with us for a very long time, and we saw an increase in numbers, almost tripled within law enforcement, and basically it was just people that really wanted somebody to talk to or come and check on them, because there was that disengagement and not having that involvement with others. So our program that was developed and created, we did submit up for it, and I am happy to announce, thanks to my team that developed that program in the adult services as well as our community resource coordinator, Denise Hall. We were awarded both the national level award for the National Association of Counties, as well as the Virginia Association of County Achievement Award. And that just came out here within, well, just this week. So I just wanted to put that out there, that we're always trying to find ways to be creative with resources that we have or that we can develop to make sure that we're meeting the needs of the citizens.
Keith, did you have a question?
Did you call that the Friendly Visitor Program, or?
Yes, Friendly Visitors Program. Yes, sir. I do have copies of the news release I can give to the council.
Any other questions? Margaret, you and your folks are the best. You're absolutely the best. And the job that you do here in Poquoson is just phenomenal. Thank you. Phenomenal. We appreciate that very much.
Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I appreciate your time tonight. And I apologize, I don't know if am I supposed to click this off?
Okay, we're moving along. We have a proclamation I need to do. Has to do with Constitution Week. And I know the scouts will be interested in watching this. I'm sure that your leader, our leaders, are talking to you from time to time about the Constitution and what it means to this country. So, Charlene? Partner, does she want to come up here and join us? Okay. Can I close this?
Yep.
All right. Whereas it is a privilege and a duty of the American people to commemorate the 236th anniversary of the drafting of the Constitution of the United States of America with appropriate ceremonies and activities such as this tonight. And whereas Public Law 915 guarantees the insurance of a proclamation each year by the President of the United States of America designating September the 17th through the 23rd of each year as Constitution Week. Now, therefore, I, Gordon C. Helsel Jr., Mayor of the City of Poquoson, do hereby proclaim the week of September 17th through the 23rd, 2024 as Constitution Week. And I want to urge all citizens to study the Constitution and to express the gratitude for the privilege of American citizenship in our republic functioning under the superb body of laws, the Constitution of the United States. A document that's certainly under fire, even as we are here tonight. But Charlene, thank you for being here to accept this, and if you have some, sure.
Good evening, Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, and attendees. I want to thank the City of Poquoson and the Council for issuing this proclamation in honor of Constitution Week. Constitution Week begins September 17th, which is the Constitution Day, and runs for 7 days. The U.S. Constitution continues to be the inspiration for many countries as a model of how democracy would and can work. Do you know that one of our Virginia founding fathers, whose writings was the structure of the U.S. Constitution, he, along with other 56 delegates of the Constitutional Convention, met in Philadelphia in May of 1787. They intended to amend the Articles of Confederation. They then ended up creating a new Constitution. James Madison, representing Virginia, became the chief recorder of the information during this process. James Madison had helped develop Virginia's Constitution 11 years prior to this, and it was called, and this is his called Virginia Plan, that served as the basis for debate in the development of the United States Constitution. Madison argued strongly for a strong central government that would unify the country. The convention delegates met secretly through the summer and finally signed the proposed U.S. Constitution on September 17, 1787. In order for the Constitution to become law, by which all Americans abided, 2/3 of the 13 states had to ratify individually, and it was sent to them for this purpose on September the 28th, 1787. Madison campaigned for the ratification of the Constitution by co-authoring a series of essays with John Jay and Alexander Hamilton. Those essays appeared in various New York newspapers and then circulated around the states. There were 85 in all. Mr. Madison wrote 29 of those essays. They later became known as the Federalist Papers. I would like to quote inspiring words from another great man. 150 years ago tonight, 38 wary delegates convened in a convention in Philadelphia to sign the Constitution. 4 handwritten sheets of parchment were enough to state the terms on which 13 independent, weak little republics agreed to try to survive together as one strong nation. Whose words were those? Those words were of President Franklin Delano Roosevelt. The Charles Parish chapter traveled to the U.S. Federal Courthouse in Norfolk last month, where we witnessed and hosted 123 new naturalized Americans from 39 other countries. But it was last March when we did the same trek to the courthouse, and we were accompanied by another DAR chapter, the Constantia chapter located in Suffolk. The regent, Sharon Mygard's daughter-in-law, Abir Aman, was to be naturalized and asked if she could help us to be there to witness this important event for her daughter-in-law. After the ceremony, we had a celebratory lunch to celebrate Abir's new citizenship. Abir is from Yemen, which is in conflict of war. Abir told us about her dangerous trek from Yemen. She told how she and her little daughter were in a small boat that was nothing but women, children, and elderly who were fleeing for their lives. How she and other mothers had to shield their children on the bottom of the boat, covered by heavy canvas, and was told by the captain of the boat that they had to keep very still and very quiet. As they were gently gliding through the night while bullets and heavy artillery shells exploded close to their boat. What I remember most after her telling of her experience was this: I am free, and I am so very safe. It's new Americans like her who study oh so very hard to know the most, to get the most of their citizenship and to know about their new country's history and government. The naturalized citizens of the United States are so knowledgeable, more so than most of us citizens who have been born here. So in closing, please, please, read your country's important documents: the Declaration of Independence, the Bill of Rights, and most of all, the Constitution of the United States. Remember, September 17th is the signing of the Constitution at 4 p.m. The NSDAR will ring bells across America at this time for 3 minutes. This year, the Charles Parish chapter will participate with other chapters by joining together on the USS Wisconsin at Nauticus in Norfolk for this year's ringing of the bells, along with the USS Wisconsin's ship bell will also be rung. If you and your family have a little free time, please come by the Poquoson Library next week, and there will be a Constitution Week display there. And the Poquoson Library will be pulling some important books for you to be able to check out if you would like, to read along about the Constitution. In closing, I thank you again, Mr. Mayor and City Council, for this proclamation for the NSDAR for the Constitution Week.
Charlotte, thank you. Thank you
You're
and
welcome.
the rest of your
Thank
group for making us aware, bringing it to our attention. We need more of that. We need more of that. Great job.
Thank
Thank
you.
you very much. All righty. It's Jessica Hartley, Staying Informed Emergency Preparedness Code Red.
Let's just shut it down and try to open it again. There we go. All right.
Mayor, members of council, and Manager Wheeler, thank you for giving me the opportunity to present tonight on a timely topic. With September being the height of hurricane season, we wanted to ensure that citizens were aware of the ways in which they're able to stay informed, especially about emergency preparedness, but also about other information that the city might publish. One way to ensure that you're aware of important information regarding emergencies that may affect our area is to sign up for the Code Red Alert. To do that, simply visit the city's website, www.poquoson-va.gov. You hover over the Services tab, as you can see there, and click on Code Red. You can then sign in with a Google or social media account, create an account, or continue as a guest, which will kind of alleviate any hassle that you have. And then you'll enter in your phone number and your email address to receive alerts via call, text, or your email. And you can also choose which weather alerts that you would like to opt into receiving, including tornado, severe thunderstorm, and flash flood. So this is what that page will look like, and you just enter in your information, your phone number, your email address if you want to. So it's a pretty simple process, but we wanted to make sure people were aware of that. The city's website also has a notification system that citizens can subscribe to be alerted to specific information that is posted. So to sign up for this, you scroll about halfway down the front page of the website and you'll find notifications on the right-hand side there. This will bring you to a listing of items that you can sign up to be alerted to either receive via, again, email or text message, depending on the notification. These items include the news flashes that we post to the website and social media. You can also be alerted to when agendas are posted to the website for council or other boards or commissions. There are weather alerts as well here and employment opportunities. Instructions are at the top of the page. You simply enter your email address into the box at the top and click Notify Me Sign In. You'll also enter your phone number if you'd like to receive the text messages, and then select which notifications you'd like to receive by clicking on the email or the phone icon that is beside each listing in the appropriate section. We also wanted to make everybody aware during hurricane season of the Know Your Zone website from the Virginia Department of Emergency Management, so you'll know your evacuation zone. You can find this information on their website at vaemergency.gov/knowyourzone. The link can also be found in the community section of our website on the emergency information page. So to find your zone, you'll click on the map, and then you'll enter your address into the box at the top left-hand side, and the map will zoom in like the map down there in the corner, and it will show you your zone, which most of Poquoson would be Zone A, and we do have some Zone B that you see there in the yellow. The Virginia Department of Emergency Management website also has a great wealth of other information for hurricane and emergency preparedness at vaemergency.gov/prepare that I encourage everybody to look through. They also have social media pages that you can follow to stay up to date. Other agency social medias will post emergency information, including VDOT, the state police, the National Weather Service, and of course FEMA. So I encourage everyone during hurricane season to follow these social media pages or to visit the websites regularly. And lastly, if you need assistance with signing up to receiving these notifications, or if you have any questions, myself or the library staff are available to assist you. So feel free to stop by or to give us a call.
Well done, Jessica. Thank you very much. Any questions of Jessica? Any comments? You do a bang-up job then in the library, you and your staff. Really appreciate it. Okay, let's move on to audience for visitors. If anyone in the audience would like to address council on any issue, we certainly like to hear from you at this time. Yes, sir.
Yeah, just take 30 seconds. I I just want to say to council members, staff, thank you all for letting us come. Again, my name is Ryan Bowes, PAC 28 here. I learned that Mr. Hux's brother was part of PAC 28 back in the 70s, apparently. So this is just the latest generation of young men and scouts now as women, depending on which type of unit they want to be a part of. We had some of the very first girls in PAC 28 were the ones that get their Arrow of Light, which is a top-ranking Cub Scouts in the country. So it was a good credit to the PAC here. We want to thank our host church, Tabernacle United Methodist. They do a wonderful job supporting us. But these young men are in their last step of their journey, and looking forward to moving on through a nice 5th grade year and on to 6th grade next year. So we just want to say thank you. I'm gonna have them exit with us and let you guys get on about your business. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you all.
Guys, take care. See ya. Okay, let's move on to approve our minutes from the regular session, August 12, 2024.
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
All right?
Second.
Motion made second that we approve the minutes of the regular session, August 12, 2024. Ms. Kim?
Councilman Fye.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting.
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett.
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman.
Aye.
Councilman Southall.
Aye.
Councilman Hux.
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Thanks, Kim. We want to item F, it's new business. First item is a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Suri Dynex. I know I got that wrong.
Pretty close, though.
For the library operating system. Mr. Manager?
Mr. Mayor, our librarian, Jessica Hartley, will speak to this issue.
Okay.
Members of council, the resolution that you have before you tonight is to authorize the signature of a new 5-year contract for the library's operating system. We currently do have Cersei Dynex and were previously in a 7-year contract with that operating system and have had them for many years now. They have provided service for both the library's operating system, which includes how we catalog all of our collection records, our patron records, how people check in and out, our catalog, and then also our website. So that contract encompasses all of those things for 5 years, in addition to the development of an app, which will be more mobile friendly because most people are now looking on their phone for when they're searching for library books and things, as opposed to a regular desktop computer. So for the 5-year contract, the first year cost is $21,780. That's actually a little bit cheaper than it was this past year, which we were able to negotiate that based on us being a small system. And then over the life of the contract, the 5-year contract will be $109,919. We have been satisfied with the service. When we looked into other products, we found that the cost and the time that it would take to migrate would be substantial, and there weren't other operating systems out there that would provide the same level of support in terms of IT that would be within the same realm of our budget. So I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions for Jessica? Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it. All right, we got a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I propose a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Cirrus Dynamics for the library operating system.
Second. Did I hear a second? Second. Okay, thank you. Ms. Kim?
Vice Mayor Freeman.
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett.
Aye.
Councilman Southall.
Aye.
Councilman Fye.
Aye.
Councilman Hux.
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting.
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Item 2 under new business is a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Staples Contract and Commercial LLC for the purchase of installation of the furniture for the public safety building. Randy?
Mr. Mayor, Tara Woodruff is here as our finance director to present. I'd also note to you that both our police chief and our fire chief are here as well and played an instrumental role in developing this furniture budget.
All right, great. Ms. Tara, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good evening, Mayor Helsel and council members. As you can see, the public safety building is moving along very nicely, and it's expected to be ready in February, March 2025. With the financing of the building, we had allocated funds for the new furniture. The existing office furniture is decades old and does not meet the needs of the new office spaces, lobby, and workrooms. This building is also going to be the new Emergency Operations Center, which the previous location was this room as well as the conference room, so we don't have furniture for the new space. Keith Webb, our construction manager, worked closely with both the police and the fire departments on the furniture needs to carefully design the spaces while considering available resources. Through utilization of a cooperative purchasing agreement with Sourcewell, the furniture can be purchased and installed by Staples at a contract price of $382,746.85. As with many purchases these days, there are still significant lead times that we're seeing. So we've been told that at this time they're thinking it would take 12 to 14 weeks for the furniture to arrive once the order is placed, and delivery would be made once construction is complete. So because of the total contract amount, City Council approval is required for this. Therefore, you have a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into the contract with Staples in the amount of $382,746.85 for the purchase and installation of furniture. I would be happy to answer any questions, and certainly Mr. Wheeler already said that the police chief and the fire chief are both here and can answer questions. They did work very closely with Keith Webb to do all of this, so they're intimately involved.
Are they getting big soft chairs? No? Okay. Any questions of Tara? Keith?
Does this include any kind of hardware, as far as hardware, software, computers, and stuff like that?
This is furniture alone.
Pure furniture, okay.
It's furniture, desks, chairs, tables, really everything that's not a computer or attached to the building, with the exception of office supplies for the first day.
Can't imagine putting old furniture in a beautiful building.
No.
Thank you, ma'am. Appreciate it.
And it was mighty good planning on someone's part, considering the lead time, because we would hate to have a brand-new building sitting there vacant with nothing in it
That's true.
for an extended period. So somebody was really on the ball on this.
Yes.
Okay. We need a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I propose a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Staples Contract and Commercial LLC for the purchase and installation of furniture for the public safety building.
All right, sir, thank you.
Second.
All right, motion made second, we adopt the resolution. Any concerns, comments, questions? Not, Ms. Kim, please.
Councilman Hux,
Aye.
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman, Councilwoman Emmett,
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting. Aye. Councilman Fye,
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Thanks, Kim. Third item under new business, a resolution requesting reimbursement to Poquoson Place Home Association for drainage repair. We had a long talk about this, discussion about this, I think at our last meeting. I don't know if there's anything else to be said for this. It's been fixed and doing fine.
It has been fixed, finally. The very short version is, for several months this year, our Public Works Department has been working with the folks from Poquoson Place Homes Association to try to deal with the storm drainage problem that they were experiencing, that we were experiencing, partially in the public infrastructure and partially in the infrastructure maintained by the association. At our suggestion, they made some significant improvements. We also did some work, but in the end, none of it really resulted in a significant improvement to the problem. That's when we discovered that, unbeknownst to us, years ago, Verizon cut across through this way our drainage, our storm drainage pipe, and there were at least 5 different Verizon lines. Council members will recall the pictures are actually included with your agenda item, as well as the hole they cut in the pipe to remove their lines, which have now subsequently been moved and the pipe replaced. In addition to the lines themselves, which were a significant impeding factor to the water flow, there was enough space there for the nearby bamboo grove to grow its roots straight through that pipe into the hole. And so it really almost looks like a funnel cake inside in terms of the amount of blockage that was there. And so we discovered that, or actually the association's contractor discovered that. It has been fixed by Verizon. Things are working there well now, but given the fact that both we and the association expended funds in furtherance of a repair for something that was really caused by an unknown Verizon problem, a couple of things, asking you to agree to the reimbursement request of the association to reimburse them for the expenses that they undertook at our suggestion to fix our mutual problem, and also to authorize the city attorney and I to do all things practical to receive reimbursement from Verizon, not only for the $19,000, but for our direct. I'd be glad to answer
Great.
any more questions.
Any questions of Randy? Okay, somebody prepared with a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I propose a resolution requesting reimbursement to Poquoson Place Homes Association for drainage repair.
Okay, thank you, Angie.
Second.
Motion made, secondly, adopt the resolutions. Any further concerns or comments? If not, Ms. Kim?
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Councilman Hucks,
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting,
Aye.
Councilman Fye,
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett, Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Thanks, Kim. Last item on the new business is an ordinance transferring appropriation in general fund for Human Resources Manager fiscal year 2025. Randy?
Mr. Mayor, members of council, as you are aware, the city has no designated human resources professionals that support our employees. It's always been an other duty as assigned to the assistant city manager going back well before my arrival 15 years ago. But over the course of that 15 years, it has become something that is more than just an hour here or there to a job that really, I say at least 60% of the assistant's time. That's rounding down in a generous way. There are weeks where it is 100%. And so taking that issue and then looking towards the future organizational structure-wise, I see an opportunity for us to move the economic development function, the current vacant position, out of Parks, Recreation, Community Events, and Economic Development, and bring it into the city manager's office. Once we get an HR professional up and running, repurposed out of that vacant position that we would move. Once we get he or she on board, then we'll begin to take over earnest as a department, the economic development aspects, which will be led by the assistant city manager, who will no longer need to spend 3/4 to 100% of her time on HR stuff, and will give her an opportunity to focus on that, as well as be supported by our entire. So there's no net new positions here. It is a repurpose from one to the other. We're asking you to transfer the money allocated to the economic development position to our department and consent to its repurpose. And with that, I'll be pleased to answer any additional questions you may have.
Be surprised if there's a question. Thanks, sir. Let's adopt this ordinance, please.
Mr. Mayor, I propose an ordinance transferring appropriation in general fund for human resource management fiscal year 2025.
Okay.
Second.
Motion made and seconded that we adopt the ordinance. Any other questions, concerns, comments? Okay, Ms. Kim?
Councilwoman Bunting? Aye. Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilman Hucks?
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett.
Aye.
Mayor Hustle. Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Thanks, Kim. Comments to city manager?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor, members of council. Just a few things to update the community on. Council is aware, I think, of all of these things, but very recently, our path at Two Tree Park has been completed and is now open for people to enjoy. The work on the shelter at Two Tree Park shall begin shortly, and the shelter should be complete by the end of this calendar year. With any luck at all, and no unanticipated rainstorms, our pickleball project should be finished on Wednesday of this week. They're painting the white lines on the tennis courts today. They're going to paint white lines on the pickleball courts tomorrow, and assuming they dry okay, Wednesday we'll be good to go. And also, you may have noticed there's a project going on in front of the middle school, which when it's completed, and I didn't go down today, so if it actually got completed today, I'm one day behind. Working towards the installation of a permanent crosswalk from the middle school onto the museum property in partnership with both the middle school and the museum. That's all I have, sir.
It was well done and well needed too. Bud?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to thank everyone here and at home for paying attention to the city government. It's an important thing to do. Invite your friends and neighbors to come in and watch. Everyone should pay attention. I continue to invite everyone to apply for positions on the various boards and committees in the city. If you want your city to continue to run as well as it does, play a part in it. I'd like to thank Mrs. Margaret McGarrett, and I hope she'll forgive me for the pronunciation of her name. I may have gotten it right, for her fine presentation. I'm glad to see they're being as efficient as they are, and that 94% of the funds go to the people who need it, okay? And also for Charlene and the DAR for coming here and accepting the proclamation and supporting that Constitution. You were right in your comments, Mr. Mayor. It's under attack daily, and we need to keep our Constitution, in fact. And I hope everybody has a nice week, and you'll have a nice day, and I'll shut up now.
Okay. Angie?
I would encourage everyone to go onto the Parks and Rec website. They released their Fall Island Tide, and as always, they have so many programs. And they brought back, I believe it's the Diners Club for the seniors. Speaking of the pickleball courts, they're offering free pickleball clinics for those of us who want to try it out a little bit and test out those pickleball courts. They're going to have level 1 and level 2 in October and November, free. So please sign up so you can utilize those new courts. I had the opportunity to walk the new path at Two Tree Park, so it's about 4/10 of a mile loop around. And if you're already walking on With Creek Road, it is a great opportunity. You can just take that as a little detour and incorporate that into your walk or your run along With Creek Road. I'd like to thank Jessica for giving the presentation about the city website, the notices that you can get for the news flashes, which I think is how I learned about the free school supplies program from DSS. I think I got an email from that, from the news flash. And speaking of that, thank you. I'm so happy to have the DSS presence in Poquoson, and I'm really happy that it's going to be accessible, more accessible to our residents. And lastly, thank you also to the DAR for coming in that presentation.
Okay. David?
Thank you, Board. In honor of Constitution Week, just a reminder to everybody that it is all of our duties to preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution, which was written with divine providence. It's the greatest in the world. So many other constitutions, as noted earlier, are based on the United States Constitution. We are so thankful for. And thank you, ladies, for being with us tonight.
Thank you. Debbie?
I would like to thank everyone for being here as well, and all the presentations, for taking the time for the presentation, the wealth of information for our citizens, especially, the information on the website. There's information there that kind of links us to those very helpful things for our citizens, and different benefits for them as well. And as Jessica said, if you need some help with that, finding where it is, there's a library that's a great resource as well. So thanks to everyone for coming out tonight.
Thanks, Debbie. Keith?
Yeah, two things. First is on Thursday, there'll be the mobile food pantry distribution from 10 o'clock until noon. If you'd like to volunteer, be there by 8:30. That would be great. I apologize for not looking up who hosting it this month, but I'm sure it'll be another great group as we have so many in the city. Last thing I hadn't heard is I got notice while I was gone that the elementary school playground had opened. I haven't heard anything. I should have asked the scouts while here because they were in the area. But it's been a long time in coming. When I left, it was about probably 80% completed. I got maybe Councilman, and do you have a word on that? Is it
I believe that they have been able to use it.
great? And can't wait to see it. But good effort for the elementary school for the children to release some energy before they head back in for another half a day or so of learning at the school. Great.
Okay, thank you. We've got a closed session that we need to go to, Mr. Vice Mayor.
Okay, I wanted to make a comment or two.
Go ahead.
As pointed out by Charlene or the DAR, a week from tomorrow is September 17th, which is Constitution Day, and the following week, Constitution Week. Our Constitution is 235 years old, and it is the oldest Constitution in the free world at this time. It gives us lots of freedoms that we enjoy in this country, as well as a bunch of opportunity. One of them is the chance to vote, and we do open the polls here in a week or two. So make sure that all of you go out and exercise that right here in town. That's all I had. Did you have or you want to
take us to closed session?
Okay. Mr. Mayor, I propose a closed session pursuant to Section 2.2-3711, parentheses, Alpha 8 of the Code of Virginia, 1950, as amended to consult with the city attorney.
Okay.
Second.
All right, motion made and seconded. We go to closed session. Ms. Kim, please.
Councilwoman Emmett,
Aye.
Councilman Hucks,
Aye.
Councilman Fye,
Aye.
Councilman Southall,
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting,
Aye.
Vice Mayor Freeman,
Aye.
Mayor Hessel.
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Okay, thanks, Kim. Okay, we are reconvened from our closed session. We need to certify that closed session. Mr. Vice Mayor, would you do that?
Mr. Mayor, I move we certify the closed session and that only public business matters lawfully exempt from open meeting requirements by paragraph 2.2-3712, and only such public business matters as were identified in the motion were heard, discussed, or considered in the meeting by the public body.
Thanks, sir.
Second.
All right, motion made and second. We certify our closed session. Ms. Kim, please.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting?
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett? Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Councilman Hucks?
Aye.
Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
Thank you, ma'am. Can we have a motion to adjourn?
So moved. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, sir.
Second.
All right, motion made and second. We adjourn. Ms. Kim?
Vice Mayor Freeman?
Aye.
Councilwoman Emmett?
Aye.
Councilman Southall?
Aye.
Councilman Fye?
Aye.
Councilman Hucks?
Aye.
Councilwoman Bunting? Mayor Hessel?
Aye.
Mr. Mayor, the motion carried by a vote of 7-0.
All right, we are adjourned.